Next, probably most common reaction I see is if someone's wise to this a little bit. So kind of full sweep, you totally caught them off guard, set it up perfect. You covered so they didn't have the option to block. Just so you guys know too, I've seen a couple people doing it. You can go for the regular where you cover the tricep, cover the elbow, and switch off to the collar tie. But in this one, I'm kind of going straight for the kill, and so I want them to post. And it's a little bit harder to learn that way too. But just so you know, you can go regular, covering the arm, and then come back to the collar tie. You got to remember to do that. Next option is basically, okay, they posted, they chose to prevent the sweep, so we decided to shoot the triangle. The next option is maybe you've done that a few times, and they are not allowing their weight to get that far back. And the most common reaction is they typically try to lock up the arms and body lock, and basically almost going into like a rugby pass from there. So let's deal with that too. So maybe you've hit this on people a couple times. This time, he said, crap, every other time, he sniffs it out. This time, instead of going back, he's going to try to body lock and just basically drive me back down to kind of nullify this. It's pretty common in the working pass from there. So this would be the next reaction. So same setup, we're just going to work the same thing, coming up into it, and this time, yeah, I'm kind of waiting. But like I said, I usually look to see what this arm is doing. So I'm looking for that post. If it's not, instead of posting, I see that it comes around my body this time. So I go, okay, he's going to drive me back. And so I have to react before he is able to, essentially. So key here, we're going to go for the guillotine. And the main thing is getting our butt back. So this is kind of a timing thing and anticipating it. So again, I got to watch this arm as I come up. If it's not going back, it's not going back when I hit. From there, I would shoot our regular one. But let's say he drives instead. I got to get my butt back, and I'm shooting this triangle. And then typically from here, you can just go full guard finish again. Arm in typically is how I finished when he was locking his arms. So if I fall back here, we'll go arm in for this one. Thing to think about, don't extend and let him crown out. I think side crunch, check the time. So in other words, instead of just pulling, I'm doing a side crunch, and then I'm checking my watch, driving that in. Again, don't focus on the finish, but the main thing is when I'm coming up and he's going there instead, so I'm watching this arm the whole time. As soon as I see that, I got to get my butt back, boom, as I wrap the head. If you can, you want to go high elbow, go for it. If you have enough space and you can come across here to finish instead of full guard, that's what I prefer, but just coming from this hip bump sweep, I find I usually don't have that space. When he goes to drive back in, I go, okay, I got to get my hips back. It's just like thinking of your butterfly sweeping position, like that triangle, keeping this acute angle with your torso on the floor. So I got to boom, get it back as I wrap. If he gets me like this, he's probably going to win that fight. So you got to anticipate it. So we're going for the sweep. Boom, I watch that hand. I got to get my hips back as I wrap this. Again, you can feed and wrap or just wrap. Make sense? Any questions on that? I always say, too, if you have a question, there's probably 2 or 3 other people have the same question, so don't hesitate to ask. All good otherwise? All right, let's try it. 1, 2.